Boa noite a todos. Welcome back to Tom Plays EU4 for absolute beginners. We're back with Portugal, and we're basically about to make a move on France finally. Actually, thinking about it, we should probably send the mercenaries in first, shouldn't we? So just going to move the armies up closer. It looks pretty good actually, because it looks like Venice isn't willing to join in. It doesn't want to get involved in escalated colonial war. Sounds good. Ooh, Spain will join in. Didn't expect that. Right, let's go. Let's go before we change our mind. Gonna get straight onto it. You guys need to set off. Stop hiding. I don't actually need the navy, so there's a lot of Provence there. Let's just move them off the French coast and start causing issues. Okay, so it's a bit more abrupt than I would have liked, but I don't think France has any allies, and we have a whole ton, so I've got a pretty good chance of utterly swamping them. Right, so let's move these mercenaries here. Move one of our armies there, another army there. Okay. Marwan War is still going, apparently. These are our mercenaries. Oh, here we go. No, it's not a good time to suddenly put a massive message in front of us. I'm going to send all of our armies over to Vizier's castle. See, already we're struggling. Still won though. Leave the mercenaries there. Split these armies up. Okay. Some pointless notifications. Looks like France is heading east now, which is good. Well, they fight our battles, fight our allies rather than us, the better, but not a huge deal. Looks like France's war against England has finished, which is good. So hopefully whatever land is left outside of France proper, we will be able to take. Okay, self-sustaining colony. Oh yeah, I see. No problem, just keep those going. It's awkward because we can't combine a mercenary force into our force. We can't combine our forces either. Well, not to worry. Okay, here we go again. Interesting. They were attacking, then they changed their minds. Thankfully, Spain is coming to help as well. I guess it's just as well we did have them as an ally. Apparently every one of our colonies has decided the middle of our war is a good time to suddenly finish. Because, you know, it's not like we're busy or anything. Yeah, we do have to watch France here because they will be able to hire mercenaries as well. But I don't think we've got anything much to worry about. All things considered, let's just combine these armies so at least ours are combined. Just want to double check how things are going. There, looks like the Iroquois took an awful lot of land from France anyway. In fact, I'm not sure there's any land of France's left. Unless Florida is France's. It probably is actually. That's Totonac. So it's really just French Columbia is the big one. It belongs to them, although we will happily take any of these as well. Bit of a shame, but what can you do? Let's go for this castle. Doesn't look good, to be fair. Bohemia as well. Cool. Castle's very overdue to fall. There we go. Let's move the mercenaries in there, move this ungeneraled army there, and spread this one out. Just take as much land personally as we can. I do think this is it for France though. Or obviously not completely it, because we probably won't take any of their land proper, so they could still in theory recover. Just hoping we can take any colonial land they have. That's interesting. In theory France has the advantage there. Oh. Maybe they'll get there in time? Hopefully. Yes, it would appear that nothing is going to go France's way today. Nothing at all. So much so, in fact, I might just speed this up a little. Oh, hang on. No. Honestly, this whole stick alerts right in front of your face thing at urgent moments is really annoying in this game. Seriously? Okay. Honestly, very little idea how they managed to win that one. It feels like one of my armies just vanished completely. Also, not sure how they're doing so well against Spain here. Well, nonetheless, didn't make any difference. It's in the end. Okay, you get down there. I'm still amazed at how comparatively well they've done in some of these actual fights. But yeah, no chance in the long term, it wouldn't appear. We've just got too many allies, too stronger allies, and I think we're going to be looking at 100% war score here. Certainly 99. No other navies. Okay, brilliant. I'm going to start disbanding the mercenaries. So we absolutely do not need them anymore. Are these mercenaries? They're not. Is that what happened with the army disappearing? Interesting. Didn't know that could happen. What, did they bribe the mercenaries or something? Very interesting. I expected that to be something that might happen with the DLCs, but I didn't think without DLCs we'd have to worry about anything quite that sophisticated. Now, where are you going? I suppose it doesn't really matter anymore. Oh, maybe it does. No, it doesn't. Still not enough to get us to 100. Never mind. So, let's start pulling troops out. So we can see where we're up to. I think realistically, let's have a look. Let's double check. So mainly we want French Columbia, but also any holdings you have in the Caribbean. In Antilles, so this is the reason why it's not 100%. Yeah, in fact we'll just see what we can do. So if we sue for peace, not that interested in suggesting demands right now, so we're going to have a look at what they say. Yeah, that's not good. Not remotely interested in releasing Brittany as a sovereign state. So we can't make them into a vassal, that would take too much, but we can get them to concede all of these colonies, which is the main thing we wanted. But while we're at it, we can also, I might just pause it actually. There are also a few places we can get them to, actually there's quite a few places we can get them to concede in theory. I wonder if we would get a message about not being able to make cause. What I'm wondering about is colonial places again. Oh, this is part of the war goal. That's fine. What about any islands? Surely France has some islands. So it's possible they might not do. Oh, hang on. Fernando Po, yeah. It's another island. So, I mean, I'm certainly assuming that we couldn't take any of these lands. Plus, I'm not entirely sure whether we want to, because it'd be quite hard to defend. So out of interest, what would happen if we tried to get Finisterre? Which I'm probably mispronouncing. Apparently that is an option. So it might come in useful for, you know, an attack on Great Britain. Renee. Okay, we could try it. Gives us a little enclave. A little risky possibly, but start coring them and we'll see what we can make of it. Okay, national tax and modifier. Mainly we just want a +3 advisor again because we have a ton of money. We certainly need everything now. Okay, so hopefully over in the colonies, New Portugal now has all these areas, except for this one, which for some reason apparently still belongs to us. Don't know how that works. Would that have been part of Portuguese Louisiana if we had a Portuguese Louisiana? Interesting. Not sure what we're going to do with that, but okay, I suppose if there isn't a revolt we could use it to build troops, maybe. Okay, what else do we have? So yes, we've filled in all the way up here, we've taken Antilles, so our colonies have become more powerful, hopefully now more powerful than Spain's. Well, I'm wondering whether we should try and keep hold of Spain as an alliance and maybe go for Britain next. This is the thing, like in theory, our mission tree has a bit about Spain. It's like unite home region, dominate trade in Sevilla. But they're going to be the worst people to try to take on. Oh, is this ongoing war? Oh, good grief. I had not realised this was going to happen. Okay, I'm suddenly thinking we should pull out of this war. There's Delhi, isn't it? Which I couldn't find, so let's press the F key. Oh, I can see them now, they're highlighted. Let's make peace with Delhi. For the princely sum of 95 ducats. Well, more to the point, it gives us all our land back. Okay, great. So, in theory, apart from our continuing attempts to build up for a potential war with Spain. Yep, no problem. Our other little mission tree thing is this Hormuz, who I believe are up here, so we're going to need an attack on Mogadishu. Courier, Fars and Kilora. Aha, and this is the other thing we're going to have to worry about. This is not actually a big problem, but I think we are in the age of revolutions, and at some point we're going to find that some of the countries become like revolutionary. Okay, Lisboa can take that. I'm wondering if I should take the other army over to what was Brittany. So on the assumption we'll have some uprisings over there. Mostly just recovering at the moment. Got no manpower. We need our colonies to finish coring these provinces and stuff. We need to finish coring our provinces. Plus we still need to worry about things like aggressive expansion, so we've taken a load of land from France. We don't really want to be taking land from Britain immediately. or Provence, or anyone European. So that's why I'm sort of eyeing up Mogadishu now. Especially while our alliance with Spain is still operational. Let's just check that castle. Oh, we're still coring. Fair enough. I do wonder if we should be building any other castles, seeing as we have so much money. Maybe a couple of castles down here wouldn't go amiss. Just really to make it, you know, slow the enemy down when we're at war. I see our little red warnings disappeared, so that's good. We've got also more peaceful. We appear to have a random transport ship just sitting here. Pick up the rest of this army. 51 transports, haven't we? So we can take a fair sized army across. Okay, well, we should definitely speed up at least a little. So that's good anyway. It went far better than the First War. So you see that France is mostly intact, but they've lost everything outside of traditional French land, which, more importantly, they've lost to us. So we are definitely now the reigning power over in the Americas. Even though Spain is still not far off and still probably makes a ton of money, but we definitely have the edge. Still. Even though we're certainly winning, we've still got this thing in Hormuz, so let's look at that next. Might want to move the other army down to Africa. Especially seeing as, so this army is going to be for uprisings here in this newly caught land. The other army, I think, they're going to take it down for the fight down there. The new emperor doesn't really affect us. Looks like that war finished, which is good. Nobody matters. Actually, I wouldn't know what we pulled out of it. Extra wealth. That's always good. Britain is spying on us. Not too concerned. I think that this is far enough away down here that we could probably justify an attack on these guys immediately. Assume we have the power, we have imperialism. So the only question is going to be down to, are they and their allies enough of a threat to us? 26, 25. I think we were on 25 last I checked. Yes, we are. Okay. Make a colony here. I'm guessing, yep, it's this one. At some point we might want to start making some inroads down here as well. But we are going to run out of time. It's 1744, the game will finish in 1821. So as with all of these, when you're winning, it's more a question of running out of time to do everything you'd like to do. I'm not sure we're going to be able to take the whole army in one go. I don't think we have enough transports. Nope, we don't. Still, not to worry. So we're going to be fighting Mogadishu. Might send a spy to Kilwa in case we can get some claims. We don't really need them, but it makes it easier for us to take the land. And because we haven't worked our way up here, yet it would be useful to have these lands. Even though we're using imperialism, so Mercuria and Fars. There's Mercuria, quite big. At level 25, Fars is up here, also quite big. At level 23 though, it's less of an issue. What happens if we attack Kilwa? Yeah, Mogadishu and Marawi. I'm just wondering if attacking Kilwa might allow us to not have all of the allies. One of our colonies likes us better, that's good. It's mostly how we're going to prevent having revolutions ourselves, like basically by getting on extremely well with our colonial nations. Tech level 25. I'm only looking at the military tech level because it's the only one that's really relevant for wars. Right, so let's go get the rest of the army. I think in the end they might go for Mogadishu anyway. We want to take the bulk of their land rather than Kilwa's. Might even build a spy network there. Yeah, I don't think we need it, but I think it reduces the cost of coring the land once we take it. So it's worth it for that. I'll kill one enclave there. Might be worth building like a troop there, you know, if they don't have any. I wonder if we could make an alliance with someone around here, actually. Oh, brilliant. A military tech, so we've just gone up to 26. Good, good. So, slow this down for a sec while I just think. So we've got a choice of coat colour. Red coat is Britain, blue coat is France, a white coat is the Habsburgs, and Frederikian is Prussian. None of these seem remotely appropriate. I guess I might go for blue coat because France is at least closer, even though we've been beating them up. There are tactical differences, but you know, this is meant to be a kind of beginner's thing, so. And besides, I prefer to go over kind of role-playing thing. Right, reinforced speed versus morale of armies. Going to go for morale. Discipline would probably be better for the actual fights, but I'm hopeful we can manage anyway. And I'd rather just keep increasing our technology level. Supply limit 56. That's actually going to be too much. Got 35 each, so I'm guessing the total will be about 70. So there isn't anywhere I don't think they can take 70 troops. 57. I think this is the biggest one. Go away. With 66. So we'll have to split them in two anyway. Make states. Call them again. Brilliant. So we fully own these lands now. If we do want to attack Great Britain, we would have to go across the sea. Fortunately, as Portugal, we're in a good position to do that because we have an extremely strong navy. Normally attacking Britain's a bit of a pain, because the navy is generally the thing they're known for. But it's also the thing that Portugal's known for, so works out quite nicely. 43, actually might be better off staying there. I'm going to move across to there, that's also 43. Colony in Hihi, the happiest province in the land, so start moving further north, although it looks like there's an uprising coming again. Illinoisian, Mascoutin 14.5. Why do I have a horrible feeling that that's probably... yeah, it's that province. I'm not sure it's worth trying to hold on to that. Don't particularly care if separatists take it. They may spill over into other lands. Yeah, I don't know if it's honestly worth keeping hold of that. I don't know, because we could sort of make moves into the Fox tribe, maybe. It'd be much easier to use a mercenary group to deal with that. Let's see what we're doing for money. I just wonder if it's actually important enough to justify the expenditure necessary to keep it. Well, I suppose we could give them our own army. Do we even want something that big? Anything that's... what about the Mohawk Free Warriors? 39. I need to know what your supply limit is. So used to using troops to work that out. Right, it's 38. So technically, just very slightly too big for the Mohawk Free Warriors. Still, maybe we can improve it. So if we build them there, we can try to keep that land. Maybe move into Michigan. Change the map back. You sometimes get this when you're building troops. You end up in a troop building map. So if you just click on political, brings back all the colours. We have a papal blessing. Let us go for diplomatic power. A little more towards becoming the next Curia controller. Not that many loyal countries left. Shawnee, but we would have help, wouldn't we? So yeah, might do that. I just wondered if we could even get enough colonies around here to actually build like a Portuguese Louisiana. It's always the one I find hardest to get. So what have we got? We've got Michigan, we've got Shawnee. Yeah, maybe once this army's up and running, might be a good option. Very clear what nations these are. I'll go with Reformed Latin Hussars. Not that concerned. Okay, got another colony, always good. It's quite rare that you're actually still colonising this late in the game. I think we just did a really good job of locking off the colonies this time, so all the other colonial nations have had to stop colonising ages ago, and we've still got all of these lands that they can't get at, which is kind of cool. I'm definitely not complaining about that. But yeah, to be fair, if we do this side war... where are we? In the Americas, with mercenaries, it gives us a chance to build manpower back. So, no bad thing. Trade efficiency versus morale of navies. Right, not expecting a big naval war for a while, not until Britons. Let's go with trade efficiency for now. Here's our Illinoisian revolt. We're pretty much expecting. Put that down. I think we can keep these mercenaries going. Yeah, we can easily afford them. we can probably leave them in place. So what I'm thinking is, hopefully we can take Michigan, and that will give us a second province to defend. Really, we want to be heading west. The problem is, a lot of these provinces will probably get swallowed up by New Portugal. I'm endlessly surprised this one hasn't. It must be just outside the border of what's considered their area, which I think would be the sort of Florida area, normally. So I'm just thinking if we can fabricate a claim, or not on the Shawnee. Oh, actually we haven't bothered fabricating claims. Fair enough then, in that case. Let's just go for the attack. So, declare war on Fox. They're going to join in, which is fine. So they're going to be the last people we take. Lost a general. Okay. I would say beyond our borders, because although we can only gain 23 prestige, that's still pretty good. So, yeah. So obviously expecting New Portugal to join in a big way, hopefully Labrador as well. Right, so this is going to happen a bit, especially with the Age of Revolutions. So as with taxing, I'm going to go with their interests are ours. Loses us mercantilism, but it doesn't give them liberty desire, which is what you have to watch. That's what can lead to the colonial nations declaring independence, which is what we want to avoid. So we need to keep an eye on this. It's like Portuguese Columbia has a higher liberty desire than the others. It's worth keeping an eye on these as well. So it might be worth us improving relations with Portuguese Columbia. It's partly related to this size, so oddly enough we've probably made that worse by giving them all this land that France owned. Because they're presumably looking at Portugal proper and thinking, you know, we're comparing them in power, which obviously isn't true, but makes people more likely to want to be independent the bigger they get. Okay, right, we've got full stability. Probably, I mean, we don't need the money, and probably we're better off with whoever's got the lower loyalty, plus the administrative power is more valuable to us than money right now. We've still got 13,000, we're still gaining every month despite this mercenary band. And move across to the castle. Lost a royal marriage with Austria again. Not staying alive very well, are they? Apparently we have no diplomats. So how are we anyway for diplomatic relations? We've got 5 out of 6, so we could have another one in Gold Delhi. So we've got a couple in India. That's the other thing we could do, which isn't part of our mission tree of course, is expand our lands here, which we really should look at. But let's just look at these guys. Ethiopia. Coptics, but still Christians. Only got 24, mind you. Yemen. Sunni Muslims. Got some interesting allies. The Great Horde's quite a way away. Don't naturally like us very much, whereas Ethiopia's quite neutral. I was wondering if an alliance with one of them would be a good idea for attacking Mogadishu. Ethiopia's the obvious one. They're closer than Yemen. Just a bit conscious of the lack of technology. Look at that. Oh, humanist ideas, of course. This is why we haven't had many uprisings this game so far, as in today. Must have lost quite a lot of manpower. In theory, these armies are the same size. Oh well. French separatists. Yeah, so if it rise up in the islands, we're going to have a problem. But we'll deal with that when it happens. Not a lot we can do right now. Austria wants a royal marriage. That is fine. Uprising, also fine. Okay, let's move into Iroquois. In fact, seeing as we've got the biggest army, let's go straight for the capital. Ooh, French separatists. Actually, I think we've got lucky there. We haven't arrived on an island. Shawnee have offered us peace. Probably not going to be what we want though. We really want land. So we're probably going to wait until we've got like 100% or at least 99% war score before we make peace with anyone. Okay, one without a general. A little unfortunate. But we did have a castle there. So kind of made sense. Anyway, that's dealt with the first French uprising, so that's good. Always helps. Okay, another one. Start doing all these. I'm going for the Fox tribe last because, well, Fox last. Tribes, sorry, possibly a bit insulting. They're a nation. Tarasson Tobacco, better leave it be. I'm always going to leave it be now. Oh, there's a problem. I've got an heir who is ill. 323, pretty rubbish, but then our king is 51. I think we should send for Americas. Lost them anyway. Okay, that could be a problem. One of the problems with being a Christian nation is personal unions. While they're great if you can get them, they can also happen to you if you don't have an heir. So I'll have to watch this, because that can be an absolute disaster, especially with no DLCs, because it's very difficult to get out of one. Okay, Michigan has fallen. We are nearly on 99. Okay, so here's an option. We have an ambitious and talented daughter. So we'll lose some papal influence, we'll lose some legitimacy. She only has an average claim, but she's actually brilliant. That's as good as a ruler can be. So I would say yes. So the average claim could be a problem. We might have pretender rebels when she takes the throne. So we may need to actually move our army back. We also desperately need some diplomats. Kilwa. Apparently the agent in Kilwa was discovered and I failed to notice, so they probably can't do anything now. Oh no, they can. They can. So let's see if we can take Malindi. Please fabricate a claim there. Oh, we can also claim Lamu. That would actually do the job. And then we'll just pull them out. Yep, military access from Ottomans. Might even try and make friends with them, in fact. So yeah, in theory, we could take these 2 bits of land quite easily now. Well, obviously we want to start there. It looks like that might be the only one we can claim, actually. Yeah, there's nowhere else we can make a claim on, so that's good. We're going to have a couple of these. Right, so let's start. Once we get our diplomats back, let's start making peace. It's taking them a while to get home. Come on, right, there we go. There are some diplomats. We've got, oh, annul all treaties with Great Britain. Honestly, don't much care about that. Instead, I think I'm going to take as much land as possible. Okay, so actually, Labrador's taken those, New Portugal's taken these. We've actually gained 3 provinces in total now. Shawnee are going to be something very similar, just want all your land. They won't accept that. They just want to give us money. To them, I suppose. Might just have to settle for 2 pieces of land, to be fair. They weren't the main concern. 4th of April. Okay. Oh, this is good. This is good. Right, so it looks like Portugal's got these, so that should be enough to actually make a new colonial nation. Which is more than I was expecting to do. However, we are also going to take Fox as well. No. Full annexation, thanks. So once we finish coring these, we should end up with... Oh, brilliant. That's somewhere that the warriors can actually sit without taking damage now. We should end up with, I'm guessing, Portuguese Louisiana. Oh, brilliant. That should make our mercenaries a little cheaper, which is good. Even the existing ones, I think. Okay. Actually getting to the point where I think we'll have finished in Siberia as well, which is good. Just thinking, probably don't need to core Michigan because a colonial nation will likely do it for us. They should form with just the 5 that we had before Michigan, and then they'll hopefully do Michigan themselves, which would save us a bit of admin power. The air is not quite ready, so no wars for us for a bit. And actually, while I think about it, I'm expecting problems when the heir becomes Queen Isabel. So I think we should try and bring an army back to mainland Portugal. I suppose potentially what we could do if we move our ships up is we could move these armies back to mainland Portugal, so they're not going as far. They'll still be in reach if there are any problems in France. But yeah, I'm expecting pretender rebels in Portugal proper as soon as she ascends the throne. She probably won't take long. Who's this? Interesting. So we can expel him. Or we can risk an uprising. Well, to be honest, Regency Council probably won't last long because she was 13 when she started, so let's expel him. I'm not too worried about the effects. So I think we'll still make money regardless, we're that rich now. Oh, good grief. That's weird. Hang on. Something's gone a bit wrong here. I forgot my armies mixed up. Let's put them together and just split them up. Yeah, that should be good enough. Right, so we do need to core this area at least. See, Michigan's like 93 admin power to core, so it's well worth letting the new colonial nation do it when they eventually show up. Storming of the Bastille, here we go. Age of Revolutions indeed. Revolutionary France. New Pope, and we definitely need legitimacy, big time. Yeah, Cardinal's fine. More conversions, no problem. So the problem we're going to have, I think, is that revolutionary France, assuming the revolutionaries win, oh, they have won, is going to give our colonies ideas, so we may end up having to fight France to install a monarchy again, just to prevent uprisings in our own world. So this could ultimately give us a few problems. However, we've got a sooner problem, I think. Here we go, Dreams of Liberty. This is it. So this has affected Spain. Yeah. And Portugal's formed their own assembly. That always happens, and it's not necessarily something to worry too much about. Oh well, that is. And that. We should send a diplomat to Portuguese Australia. Just to improve relations a bit is all I'm thinking. Yep, they're all at it. Still not worried though. Generally, as long as you keep good relations with them, as long as you don't do anything to raise liberty desire, and as long as you potentially put down revolutionary countries as they arise, shouldn't have too much problem keeping hold of colonial nations. Okay. Isabella's taken the throne, and to my pleasant surprise, we haven't had an uprising. That's good. It should also end all those breeds that were meant to be causing us problems. So, less elephants. So we may have to deal with revolutionary France next time, which may put us on hold a bit. just after we'd moved the army out. Well, of course. Okay, lost some trade there. On the plus side, this army should be enough. Oh, we're not going to be able to stop them from taking this area. Okay. Well, this particular bit's going to stop right now. Slow this down. Okay, so benefits from having a printing press. We've finished coring these provinces, but apparently haven't created a new colonial nation. Oh no, we have. There we go, Portuguese Louisiana. So they've now, I think, yep, taken on Michigan. So arguably this is their problem now, and we could probably get rid of the mercenaries. Great though they've been. Obviously it might be useful for fighting Britain, but that's a bit in the future. Families left behind, we'll ease the tax burden, we can afford it. We can especially afford it if we disband the mercenaries. That's fine. So hopefully we might even get them to 10 provinces at some point and gain an 18th merchant, because, you know, we just don't have enough cash. But anyway, there you go. So I think on the whole that looks good. Catching up a lot on military technology. The only thing I can think is that we must have done some military ideas. Must have been the offensive ideas, so we were quite behind. Oh goody. Apparently Isabel's air is absolutely rubbish. So we're going from an 18-point monarch to a 3-point monarch. Lovely, could this one die as well? Hopefully Isabel will live a really long time, because that is just brilliant. She's going to really push us forward. I mean, good grief. Plus 3 advisors, we've got nothing on this woman. So, yeah, interesting. We may end up having to take down revolutionary France rather than Mogadishu next time. We really should try to send a bunch of diplomats to make sure we get us on as well as we possibly can. Looks like we're trying to build a spy network in France still. And also, this is why we're not getting any of our diplomats. We're busy. Alright, let's stop, because one of them's just been caught. Right, well, let's head a little north. I can't even remember where we're up to here. I'd kind of like to go south so we're not getting too close to our allies. But I suppose it might not be an option. Let me show where half of these places are. We're in North and South Canara. Did we have a claim on the Maldives? I think we did. I mean, I'd hazard a guess they're all the coastal states, but not immediately seeing them. Okay, well I can see Canamore. Oh, there we go. North and South Canara. Right, so they're good options actually. Yeah, so these will allow us to head south. I might just stop building the spy network. So we kind of need our diplomats for other things. A spy's been caught in revolutionary France. We could sabotage their reputation, but we now actually have opportunities to move into France. kind of tempting. A particular objection to taking some land? Right, brilliant. So if we did declare war on them again, I think we would also stop them being revolutionary. We would, as a matter of course, when we took Paris, reinstall the monarchy. Although on the plus side, they're occupied by French noble rebels, so they might be about to restore their own monarchy. I mean, so far, we don't seem to have any problems because of it. It seems to be just Spain that's reported those issues. Maybe because they share a border, although technically so do we now. But we'll have to keep an eye on it, because we don't want them giving our colonial nations ideas. However, assuming that doesn't happen, we'll probably press forward in our plans to take Mogadishu. We can have royal marriages with Ethiopia. Forget it. Let's make an alliance with them. Kinda makes sense with us both being Christian nations. And even if it's not tremendously good help, it would be nice to have a bit of help down here. So there we go, got an ally. I'd expect them to be too big to vassalise. Yep, more than 100 total development. So that's not an issue, couldn't be helped. Get a royal marriage there. Maybe start improving relations later. But yeah, I think that's going to be for next time now. But yeah, pretty pleased with that. The France thing was a bit of a walkover, despite one setback in the battles. And really pleased to have made another colonial nation. I always struggle with Louisiana. I've had situations where it's like I've had all the coasts along here and they've all gone to, you know, the equivalent of Florida or Mexico. And you're just like, how on earth am I supposed to get Louisiana? So I kind of got it by accident there. So hopefully we'll get a chance to enlarge it and become even richer. Although, kind of lost concerns over that now. So yeah, we're 71 years to go. So I think we should hopefully at least be able to fulfill this mission, conquer Hormuz. It's just the Spanish ones that I'm really not convinced we can do. These remaining ones, I mean that one we've already done I think, but we have to dominate trade in Sevilla first. Now we could try building marketplaces everywhere, see if that helps, but I think we'd have to conquer bits of Spain, and we certainly need to do it there. So short of getting a royal marriage, we just have to decide whether we want to risk everything by making Spain an enemy, or whether we'd rather just carry on expanding into everyone else, which we probably can do. There aren't many people who can stop us. Just eyeing up the Ottomans there as someone who could stop us. But Spain is one of the few, because in theory they could be as rich as we are. So even though we're defeating them, they'll probably be the biggest fight left in the game for us, in theory. Apart from possibly, I mean the Ottomans could still be quite a threat, and we've no reason to fight them, so try and stay on good terms. But anyway, so I'll leave it there. Went pretty well. Hopefully we'll get that Hormuz thing finished off. Try and work out exactly what it is we're trying to get, but probably try to work my way up the coast, even if it means we don't get it the first time. It just makes more sense. And we'll see what else comes, see whether we end up having to fight France again. So otherwise I probably wouldn't bother. Even though we made some claims, it was almost accidental. I'd almost rather go for Britain so we can take Newfoundland and British Mexico. Just in case. But we'll probably try and mop up a few more of the First Nations as well if we can. Any that we share a land border with will be worth considering. Just in case, because Spain does want a lot of our lands. Their mission tree has a bunch of lands around here, so they will still not be happy with us. But we'll see. Leave that for next time. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you then.